Come take a look through the orange lens, my friends. How you doing, folks? Use the force. Oh. Positive mental attitude. But it's about balance, right? It's not fake it until you make it. It's grow until we flow. That's, I've got a little bit of a... I think it's that glare again. Damn windows and their glare. So anyway, happy Monday to you all. I realise it's Easter Monday. I don't really celebrate all that stuff. It's not really my thing. I don't really do all the like holiday fake celebration things. It's I'm not a Grinch or nothing, right? Like I go through Christmas happily without noticing that it's this fake holiday. Like, people justify a lot of things, you know. Oh, it's for the children. Look, real talk, right? If we're going to say shit like that, what we're saying is, no, we need to lie to the children. Right? Santa Claus ain't real. Christmas is some bullshit hype. You know, when you look back through history, right? You know, this isn't like the longest standing tradition we've had. Sure, the days have been hijacked. Old traditions that used to be from days of old where, you know, you could say many things about it. I like to romanticise about the old days, but I realise people used to get their heads chopped off. You know, depending on how far back you go. You know, I believe the further back you go, the less that type of shit happens. But, you know, we'll never know, will we, unless we build a time machine. Like, I love the question, where would you go to if you had a time machine? So let me ask you, chuck it in the comments while you're there. In the description, there's a shit ton of links. You can learn a shit ton out of it. At the top is sort of like all my link connections. If you want to check out our music, feel free, go to the Soundcloud page. There's a donate button. If you want to donate, crack on. If you don't. You're going to get it for free anyway. And in the descriptions, it's all types of things from Bitcoin to interesting channels. I haven't got anything in there of history yet. I should get. I'm going to put. Do you know what? Before I post this video, I'll find a couple of history channel links that I like, and I'll post them in there as well, so you can get knees deep in some history. Why not? It's not going to hurt. You know, maybe you're already knees deep in history. Maybe you can teach me a thing or two. Comment, like, you know, subscribe, keep me over 1,000 subscribers so I can keep doing my live feeds at marches and on Sundays, because I know you love the Sunday chats. So yeah, let's do it. Anyway, so I thought what I would say today is just broaching the conversation, the mindset, the direction of, like, so to anyone who, and I think this just goes across the board, right, from like anyone who's knees deep in activism to anyone who's never even put their feet in it, you know, just my own observations is that we all need to be thinking about what change is gonna look like. You know, what does change look like to you? Is it radical? Is it gentle and gradual? Is it everything all at once? You know, we've got options. And I just think that allowing ourselves to start to think in the direction of new, in the direction of, well, actually, if I was to go, well, you know, really, what would I be happier with? Right, we all have to make compromises somewhere. We've all got to, you know, like, I know everything I want in life, I won't get it. So I try to want less, try to focus on my needs, and I allow myself some wants, and some get the better of me sometimes, and I have to check myself and be like, holy shit, what is this I'm wanting? Do I really need it? Is it a high quality want? You know, have I got some high quality want, or is this just some like frivolous want? You know, and look at these things like this, and therefore what is really important You know, I think that the ability to self-sustain is important. You know, from work to energy, you know, to living. I think that, you know, like most, I would imagine that one of the most important things is our community. Because without that first, and without being sort of community minded, and I don't just mean locally, as much as that is where it seems to me you should start. I heard this thing somewhere, I think it might have been Extinction Rebellion, like way back. Act locally, think globally. I think that was an Extinction Rebellion thing. But that to me summed up a lot. And I was very attracted to that. I thought that was a beautiful way of looking at it. You know, because action breeds more action, right? You know, thought breeds more thought. You know, so this is why I'm asking the question. Have you considered what you'd like society to look like? Have you considered, you know, what structures you'd be happy with? You know, have you looked at any of the solutions that are available, any of the potential avenues? You know, and considered how you could input to that, how that could incorporate into community. You know, from more sustainable ways of growing food. You know, there's sort of like I remember, and I've said it before in videos. You know, I ages back I watched a ton of videos. It was all growing fruit and veg on like massive walls with just like water being sprayed at the roots at the back, and the water goes down, filters, goes back up, and refeeds again, you know. And it just, there's ways that we can utilise the land in a more optimised way. Like, we don't actually have to grow everything in the land. You know, like, you know, I don't eat meat every day. You know, for a couple of years I went without eating meat at all. And I eat a little bit at the moment. That doesn't have to stay that way. It's not the be all and end all. And I recognise that there are some people that will, you know, highly argue that, and I respect your right to do that. But I don't give myself no time. I don't give myself no breaks. I don't give myself no room to move. I do the opposite. I give myself time. I give myself breaks. I give myself room to move. You know, I want to address the main problem, which I believe is the power of our choice. You know, the governments that have an unhealthy monopoly on our communal choice. And so, being that I see that as the middle problem, to me, we need to be then looking at the solutions. So it's like, okay, well, what is this structure? How is it corrupted and how is it corruptible? How can we rejig it to take out the elements that are corruptible, that ends up affecting our lives in a detrimental way, right? And all the while trying to release some more choice back to us, you know. Because fundamentally, if we don't push for more of a democratic style input, I mean, I don't know, there could be other ways. Definitely, I'm pretty sure there is. I think the more we bring back accountability to ourselves, the more we bring back the power of our choice, the less we need a structure that is enforcing that. You know, obviously law's important, and, you know, common law I think is important because it's not invasive and it encourages self-accountability. You know, you think twice before you do things when you really know, like, the, you know, level of shit it's going to bring to you, right? You know, when it's easy to just, you know, palm some things off or not take decisions as seriously, you know. Yeah, because, I mean, I guess, you know, I was basically having this thought in my head whereby it's, you know, obviously I know addressing, you know, our attire what material our clothes are made of. You know, I started buying hemp a couple of years ago, and I don't buy a lot of clothes, so I don't have a lot of it. You know, I mean, half my clothes I've owned for like 4 or 5 years. You know, I buy little bits here and there, but I'm not like an over shopper. But it's not to negate anything. I'm not trying to like give myself any excuses. It's just like I've said, I'm not going to beat down on myself in every area. I need the energy, like we all do, to carry on. So you have to give yourself, like it's like that saying, right? Pick your battles. But I don't take that lightly, and I don't use it as an excuse. I use it as an avenue of motivation. So I pick my battle that I'm focusing on, all the while knowing that this is part of a bigger plan, picture and move. So to me, to just go into revolution, to just go into rebellion, just to go into change alone, without any thought on it, any discussion on it, doesn't seem so cool. And I would imagine there are people that you know, run groups of one description or another. You know, I'm not just talking about like, you know, social media groups. I mean, like, you know, groups of people that have come together with the intention for good. And I'm sure there are plans, but to me, because I've sort of thought this bit, and to me, it seems everybody should be thinking and talking about this. I understand that there are some plans that you probably shouldn't make public. But what I do recognise is, unless we have everybody thinking about this, unless everybody's going, what can change look like? What can our future be? What would I like to see from my future? You know? Do I want to see a world where we're utilising technology to alleviate our time so that we actually have more of a higher quality of life? So that the input we have into things can be more constructive, maybe? You know, creative, sure. But like, I'm not about like trying to create like a life where no one has to work. I don't see that either way. It's kind of like everything takes work. So existence takes work. So it's not a matter of like, it's just a matter of we need to get this global community into some type of harmony. Because all the while we're easily controlled. All the while we're not connected, we're easily directed. So with the technology we have, we can reach each other from anywhere in the world pretty much. And you know, with the fucking satellites that are going up in orbit, with the ability to put internet to anywhere on the planet, I mean, that ain't stopping. And we can use these things. Blockchain, let's just finish on that, because I wanted to riff on that. Let's think about the future thing, and I'd like you to take that, think about it, share the video with someone. If you don't share the video, share the conversation. You know, but if you think I'm making any points at all, please do recommend people to my page. Get them to hit subscribe. Get them to like my videos if they agree with something I've said. Comment if you disagree with some things I've said. You know, or if you think I'm too much of a dreamer, or like, you know, anything. You know, I'm open for the chat. Small, you know, quick messaging, like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, a little bit of depth and context to it, fine. I'm not exchanging essays all day. Like, I've got shit to do, and I'm not, like, if you want to get deep into conversation, you should definitely come and chat with me. I'm not like, I'm just open to talking, right? So I'd rather do it face to face, you know, and it doesn't always have to be on camera, but I'd much rather share conversations with other people. So, you know, it's down to you, isn't it? We're pretty much up, but what I want to say to you is Lightning Network, Sphinx Chat, and blockchain now having the capability to stream your podcasts, music's being done on it. Social media will soon be available, and we'll be able to do that. So blockchain is also, I heard someone whispering about like there's like designs being made on phones that run off of it. So that's very interesting. Anyway, people, use the force, positive mental attitude, be calm in your thoughts to yourselves like you would for others, keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would for others, and let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness calls. Peace in.